We are joined in the studio with Brian Goodhew, and he's going to be telling us all about the Medway Queen Preservation Society. Good evening and welcome along to the show.
Well, good evening, Daniel.
Firstly, can you tell us about the Medway Queen and its connections with the Isle of Sheppey?
Connections with the Isle of Sheppey, it goes right back to the turn of the century. How did you spend your week's holiday during the summer months? Often on the Isle of Sheppey you've got your own beaches and bits and pieces,
yep.
But many people went to the Sheerness and got on the little steam train up to Sittingbourne, down to Margate for the day. And that was perhaps the highlight of your holiday. Now, also, you could go along to Sheerness Pier and you could get on a paddle steamer and across to Southend. Now, this trade, of course, the paddle steamers come down from the Medway towns, and this trade really developed to so much that in 1924, before your time, Daniel,
yep.
They decided to have a special paddle steamer built, especially for this trade, because up to then they were all old paddle steamers that had been bought perhaps from the Royal Navy. So they placed an order up in Scotland at Troon, and they bought this brand new paddle steamer. And I can remember my father telling me that as a boy, as this new paddle steamer was delivered to Rochester, the crowds all was on the bankside, all cheering this brand new, painted, brand new every way, this paddle steamer, which of course was the Medway Queen. And she started her run, which of course was Strood, Chatham, Sheerness, and then picking up people from Sheerness to Southend. And that was her route for many, many years. Now, of course, many people on the island will remember two things. First of all, they remember the name Medway Queen because it was part of their family life and on their summer holiday. And many of them met their lifelong partners, girlfriends, boyfriends, who just went out for the day and across to Southend. Now, all the London refugees you've got here, probably they will remember that they could go along to Tower Bridge and get on an Eagle steamer, and they come down to Southend, and Southend was a crossroads. You could get off the Medway Queen and get on an Eagle steamer and go to Margate, Ramsgate. You could get off an Eagle steamer at Southend and go down to Herne Bay for the day. So it was the trade at the moment, and that's how it all started.
Brian, what is your role and how did you get involved?
How did I get involved? It seemed that I've always been involved. As a child, we went on it at a day trip, as I've mentioned that other people did. And when I left school, I was so interested that I managed to get a job on the Medway Queen for the summer season of 1953. And I was the galley boy. I peeled the potatoes, and at 15 I did the menial tasks. But what a time to join it, because within so many days we was on the way down to Southampton for the Spithead Review when the new Queen reviewed her fleet. And we went all the way down to Southampton on the Medway Queen, and we embarked all these passengers, and we went out and we went up and down all these warships, aircraft carriers. And one of my proudest moments is we went round the back of HMS Eagle, the aircraft carrier, and with a big booming loudspeaker come out, they said, "We're now being passed by the Medway Queen, one of the Dunkirk little ships." And the whole length of this aircraft carrier was all these people waving to us and hip hip hooray. And I thought, well, I've only just joined it, so it was a good start. Anyhow, it carried on with the whole season, and it was a matter of really 30. What was I on? £3 a week, and I was on 12 hours a day. Before the season started, before that one, we did private trips. We went out looking out to Windy Ridge here. Yep. I can see that there's the faults and that. We did a private booking out around the faults. And when you get out on a 325-ton ship and you slew round these faults, they are enormous. They are enormous. I think the pigeons like them.
Yep.
But as we slewed round underneath, That was beautiful. And the next day we did a trip up to London Docks, and of course we had London Docks there with all the liners and the cargo boats, and it was a good season. Of course I was only 15 and couldn't go deep sea, but at least I'd been on a ship for the summer season. After that, basically I went to sea training school and started all over again. So that's how I got involved,
Yeah.
first of all.